The lock clicked shut with a final, decisive sound, a tiny metallic echo in the vast, indifferent city. Claire Dalton stared at the smooth, unyielding surface of her apartment door, a cold dread seeping into her bones. Not a dramatic dread, not the kind that screamed in headlines, but a quiet, gnawing fear of being stranded, adrift in the relentless current of Manhattan. Her keys lay innocently on the small table just inside, a silent testament to her morning's rushed departure. The late autumn air held a bite, a promise of the winter to come. Claire wrapped her arms tighter around herself, the thin fabric of her coat offering little comfort against the growing chill. The street was a familiar blur of hurried footsteps and distant sirens, a symphony of urban life that now felt mocking in its indifference. Usually, this vibrant energy invigorated her, fueled her drive as the CEO of a burgeoning tech company. Today, it amplified her solitude. A sigh escaped her lips, a small puff of vapor in the cold air. It wasn't just the inconvenience of being locked out. It was the feeling that the world, for this one small moment, had conspired to halt her relentless forward motion, and in that pause, a quiet unease surfaced, a whisper of the vulnerability she so often kept carefully concealed. Beneath layers of sharp business suits and decisive pronouncements, she sank onto the top step of her building, the cool stone seeping through her trousers. The grand facade of the apartment building, usually a symbol of her hard-won success, now felt like a barrier, a silent judge of her momentary lapse. She pulled out her phone, the bright screen a stark contrast to the muted tones of the street. Who could she call? The doorman, a recent addition, barely knew her. Her assistant was miles away. There was no easy fix, no immediate solution in her carefully curated world. Just as a wave of frustration threatened to overwhelm her, she saw him, a man pushing a stroller, his movements unhurried, a gentle rhythm in the urban chaos. A small child, a girl with a riot of curls escaping from under a knitted cap, peered out with wide, curious eyes. The man's clothes were simple, worn, but clean, a stark contrast to the tailored elegance that usually populated her periphery. As he drew closer, the little girl pointed towards Claire, a small mitten-clad hand outstretched. The man's gaze followed, his eyes, a warm hazel, meeting hers with a flicker of concern. He stopped a few feet away, a silent question in his expression. Claire managed a weak smile. "I seem to have locked myself out," she admitted, the words feeling oddly childish. The man nodded slowly, a thoughtful furrow in his brow. He didn't offer platitudes or obvious advice. Instead, he simply said, "That's a tough spot to be in." His voice was calm, grounding, a quiet anchor in her rising tide of annoyance. He glanced at her door, then at the stroller. "Mind if I try something?" he asked, a hint of something hopeful in his tone. Claire shrugged, feeling a mixture of skepticism and a sliver of desperate optimism. What did she have to lose? The man leaned the stroller against the building, securing the brake. From the back pocket of his jeans, he pulled out a thin, unassuming piece of metal, a coat hanger, straightened and bent with practiced ease. He knelt down, his movements deliberate, and began to work on the lock, his brow furrowed in concentration. The small girl watched with rapt attention, her head tilted to one side. Minutes stretched. Each click and scrape of the metal against the lock amplified in the quiet space between them. Claire held her breath, a fragile hope flickering within her. Then, a soft thud, and the familiar click of the latch releasing. The man straightened up, a small, almost shy smile gracing his lips. "There you go," he said simply, handing her the makeshift tool. Relief washed over Claire in a dizzying wave. "Oh my goodness," she breathed, a genuine smile finally breaking through her earlier tension. Thank you so much." "No problem," he replied, his gaze drifting back to his daughter. "He used to do a bit of maintenance work." I don't know how to thank you," Claire stammered, still slightly shaken by the sudden shift from frustration to relief. "Can I at least buy you and your daughter breakfast? There's a diner just around the corner." He hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "That would be kind of you. I'm Ryan, by the way. And this little explorer is Ella." As they walked towards the diner, Ella's small hand slipped into her father's. Claire found herself surprisingly at ease. Over pancakes and coffee, she learned about Ryan's struggles as a single father, his ingenuity born out of necessity, the quiet determination that shone in his eyes. He spoke of his ideas for making life easier for other single parents, practical solutions born from his own experiences. Claire listened, truly listened, for the first time in a long time. Her own world of boardrooms and bottom lines fading into the background, she saw not just a kind stranger who had helped her, but a man with a sharp mind and a compassionate heart. Years later, a small tarnished metal hanger sits on Claire's desk, a constant reminder of that unexpected morning. And Ryan wears a simple silver band on his right hand, a quiet testament to the open door that led them both to a love they never saw coming.